Hey gamers, GamingWithMelkor here, bringing you another Clash Royale deck spotlight video. Now this deck, guys, is all about the classic challenge series. This deck is absolutely amazing in the challenge series, guys, due to the recent updates within the game. Now this is a Zap Bait deck in which you are utilising certain cards to bait out that Zap spell to give you a much quicker chance on getting onto that tower. Now this deck is all about those low costing troops and just putting as much pressure on your opponent as quickly as possible. So guys, let's have a look at the deck and we'll actually discuss how it actually works. First guys, we have the Minion Horde, a deck that I'm sure most of you haven't seen me play that often at all. But this card is fantastic on defense and then able to push on offense, taking out things such as your giant, your royal giant, etc. Absolutely brilliant. Next up guys, you have the Goblin Barrel. This card, every time it comes up, you just want to keep firing at that tower. This deck is all about chip damage, and that's what the Goblin specialises in that little barrel. Next up we have the Mirror card, fantastic at mirroring the Goblin Barrel and any other card within this deck, including the Furnace. Let's say that Mirror card, guys, is fantastic at just pressurizing your opponent's tower time and time again. Next up guys, one of the favourite cards in my deck lately is the Furnace. Simply fantastic value at 4 elixir. Get it down on that field and watch it pepper away at that tower, or take down some of those troops before they get anywhere near your side of the field. Next up, another staple within my deck these days is the Fireball. Absolutely deadly, guys, on both offense, defense, and doing that additional chip damage to those towers. Next up we have the Log spell to take out those pesky skeleton armies, skeletons, goblins, you name it. That's what that bad boy is there for, and at only 2 elixir it helps get these cards out quickly. Next up guys, we have the Skeleton Army. Absolutely outstanding at taking out the big guys, the giant, etc. Things along those lines. Especially ganging up on those Hog Riders and taking out those musketeers, giants, even those barbarians, prince, etc. That's what they are here to do. Oh guys, and those pesky elite barbarians. Now I know the elite barbarians have had a nerf, but they are still a fantastic card in the right deck. And finally guys, we have a card that I've not used yet, the Dart Goblin. Simply fantastic at seeing it back of the field and peppering and whittling down those opponents. Now you can also exchange the Dart Goblin here for the Princess if you wish, but at this current meta I currently prefer the Dart Goblin. So guys, as you can see here, I've had a couple of victories. Now I have had one defeat with this deck and I have had another victory. So I'm going to go through a couple of these battles and see just how we did. Now this first one is against a spawn deck, an out and out spawn deck, where you think that this deck potentially would struggle. But no, this deck is simply amazing at chipping away at your opponent's tower and dealing damage. So as you can see, our opponent puts down that elixir collector. I'm not too worried about it. I'm just going to continue and I want to chip away at that tower as quickly as possible straight from the off. Now not the greatest starting hand here because I would have liked to have that Furnace, but instead I'm going to have to stick down that Goblin Horde, followed by that Dart Goblin. Now as you can see, those minions go down very quickly to that Furnace, but as you can see, that Dart Goblin was able to get that tower down to 1472 just like that. And now I've got my own Furnace down. So at this point guys, we've got a little bit of advantage, and I'm going to start utilising that Fireball to start chipping away at that tower. As you can see, our opponent has got his Barbarian hut down now as well. So that's going to be fantastic if I want to Fireball that as well. So I'm going to utilise my log here. Probably not the best placement there. I could have got it to obviously hit that Goblin hut, but unfortunately, nope, not for me. Now I'm sending these Goblins in the back to take out that Barbarian hut here, as I'm sure that's going to start opposing me a bit of damage the more barbarians that actually get on the field. As you can see, that Dark Goblin is fantastic at whittling away all those troops. Now I've got obviously my second Furnace on the field to replace the first. Our opponent is continuing to place those elixir collectors, but believe me guys, they are not going to benefit him. Down goes that Fireball, taking out our opponent's Furnace tower, and as you can see, unfortunately we have started to take a bit of damage, but at the same time we've got our opponent's tower down to 914. As you can see, guys, all we're doing is chipping away at it bit by bit. As you see, we now have that fireball again, and we are utilising it to do a bit more chip damage to that and take out some damage on that barbarian tower. Now, my utilising my log here has been quite poor. I could place that further forward and do some damage to those buildings, but oh well. And as you can see, now that dark goblin in the back, he's just going to sit there and he's just going to start peppering everything. In goes my goblin barrel. It's going to get zapped, but it's just wasting opponent's elixir. As you can see, all those buildings there, fireball, boom, all down in one go. And I've got another fireball ready here, guys. In we go yet again, and boom, that tower's down to 227. And our opponent cannot get near this tower. That dark goblin, that log, and that furnace are just keeping these completely at bay as I just continue to chip away at that tower. As you can see, that tower goes now. Poor fireball there, thinking I would need it. I didn't. 26 seconds left on the clock, and I've got my furnace down here, and I've got my log ready just to take out some more of these troops. Gonna get the dark goblin down on the field here, purely on defense with that skeleton horde, just to take out some more of those troops. Down goes the dark goblin. Boom, just like that. And we have the fireball ready here, just in case we need it. But as you can see, our opponent had all those buildings, yet couldn't get near our tower. This just was defense, 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 while chipping away gradually on that tower, giving us a solid 1-0 victory. Now, we was able to take a 3-0 victory here with this one, guys, but this really wasn't much of a challenge. After we took the first tower, our opponent decided to give up and give us the victory. So we will show you just up until we took that first tower, just to see how our opponent actually reacted to it. But at the end of the day, this wasn't the hardest of battles purely because of that. It wasn't necessarily going to be a 3-0 victory, but our opponent did give up. So as you see, guys, the pressure is on straight from the beginning, and we are getting the goblins in straight away. We're going to utilise the fireball here to take out that dragon and those minions. So at this point, guys, we are in a very strong position. We have that furnace, and as you can see, I'm going to utilise this fireball here to take out that pesky musketeer. No, I'm not. I thought I was. I apologise. It's going to be one for the skeleton army. So down goes the army, and we're then going to unfortunately have that taken out. So we're going to drop in the skeleton army and the dark goblin here on the tower. Our opponent is going to drop down that dragon, but as you can see, and the mega minion, but we're going to get that tower down all the way to 903. Second furnace going down in the back here, and as you can see, guys, we are still dominating this match. Our opponent barely been able to get off any hits on our tower as we continue again to chip away at that first tower. So as you can see, down goes that tower, and our opponent has basically just given up, guys, as I said he was going to do. We will fast forward this all the way through. It's just a matter of putting troops down now on the field just to get those towers down as quickly as possible. That's the one thing about this deck, unfortunately. You don't really have that many troops able to withstand a big barrage from those towers, so it is a matter of just chipping away at them, even when our opponent wasn't putting up a defense. But as you can see, guys, we just baited our opponent into submission there. Now, we did have a defeat there because the Royal Giant, that was just some poor play by myself, I'm afraid. That was just me playing it daft, not really sure what I was doing with the deck and trying to get used to it. So we have another opponent here who came at us with the miner, the barbarians, and that pesky zap spell, while utilising his own goblin barrel. So let's have a look how he was able to win this one 1-0 as well. Good to see our opponent wishing us good luck. Nice to say thanks and offer a good look back. So guys, if you got to this part in the video and you've not already done so, do me a big favour and smash that subscribe button and that like button, guys. Your subscriptions and likes really do benefit us so much. As you can see, our opponent drops that miner and that goblin down, and I have that horde ready. Unfortunately, a very well placed zap spell there does put paid to that, but I'm not too worried about the miner doing that little bit of damage there at this point. So I'm going to let my elixir build back up here, guys, and then I'm going to drop down my goblin horde, my skeleton army, and as you can see, that dark goblin. That dark goblin is amazing at doing whittling down damage on those towers, taking it down to 641. Now we've got our goblin barrel on standby, so here she goes, all the way in. As you can see, a very well placed mega minion there by our opponent. So we're going to drop down our furnace here at this point. Now we have got their tower down to 1353, giving us a very slight advantage at this point. We've got the log ready to take out the goblin barrel just like that. A fantastic trade of elixir there for a 2-3 advantage for us. So now, guys, it's just a matter of waiting to get that elixir build up and deciding on how to push. Now, unfortunately, I did have to go with that minion horde. Our opponent obviously did drop down those troops, but our opponent then dropped those barbarians. Luckily, that furnace put most of those out of commission. Now it's skeleton army here again to take out that miner and those barbarians. So at this point, guys, we are still in a strong position. In goes the goblin barrel, just like that, putting on the pressure on our opponents, giving us a good little attack there, guys, taking that tower down to just over 700 HP. Get that furnace down on that field purely for defense and for offense. I absolutely love the furnace. Oh, it's so good at this level, guys. Honestly, it's absolutely amazing. One of my favourite cards in the game at this point. It's very underrated as well. So in goes our second furnace at this point, and we have that fireball, which we're going to use to take out that mega minion and do a little bit of damage. We have that log ready to take out those goblins just like that. There we go, and we're not too worried about the damage. Now we're going to drop that dark goblin in the back just for a bit of support. And down goes our third furnace just like that, and in goes our goblin barrel. Now at this point, guys, our opponent is building up that elixir. I think he's just about giving up at this point, realising he's struggling. But as you can see, he drops those barbarians. Unfortunately, we are not quite able to take out the tower there. Log to take out those goblins again for another positive elixir trade. All we have to do is fireball that tower and it's game over. Our opponent obviously drops down that miner again. The fireball's ready though, guys, so we're just going to drop that on our opponent's head. Here we go for a solid 1-0 victory. We was never really in danger. Now we did get that log down again, but unfortunately wasn't needed, providing us with another solid 1-0 victory. And that's how versatile this deck is. What you want to do is just continue to pile the pressure on your opponent. Every time you get that goblin barrel and you have the elixir, get it firing at that tower. Utilize that mirror card with that goblin barrel, get it fired again. Utilize it with that dark goblin, and especially with that furnace. More furnaces on the field, the better you will do in the challenges. The furnace is a simply amazing card at this level, guys, as long as it's max level, and it will do you so well. So guys, that's the deck. It's the minion horde, the goblin barrel, the mirror, the furnace, the fireball, the log, the skeleton army, and the dark goblin. So guys, do me a big favour, if you've not already hit that like button, smash that like button. And while you're here, guys, if you like the video and like what you see, do me a massive favour, guys, and smash that subscribe button as well. It would be a massive pleasure to have you here with me. So guys, that's it from me. If you like what you see, comment below, let me know. If you've not already subscribed, smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you gamers in the next video. Take care.